Alright, so today I'm going to be a little more rushed on time. In my area, I'm currently in a tornado watch and a 91% chance of severe thunderstorm, so I have to get this thing done pretty quickly. So I'm not going to film a whole bunch of it. This is going to be a pretty short video. But just a reminder, this is an Uruk-hai blade. I'm going to be making my Uruk-hai sword and finishing it hopefully today before the storm hits. But first, before I can finish it, I have to cut and weld this spike, which is currently not even attached, on the back of it. So, I'm going to get that done. You hear the wind out there. I'm going to get it done, and then I'll get back to you. I got into the forge. Preparing to quench. Well, it's complete. The Uruk-hai, I don't know what you want, infantry sword is complete. Now I do want to say my every intention was to make a full video and process of me showing you how I built it, but like I said before, a storm was coming and I needed to hurry, and because the storm actually got pretty bad. It's past now, but it actually got, it wasn't a pretty good storm. We were under a tornado warning for a little while. So but I had to get this little spike back here. That's what we were working on. Little spike back here. I had to get it cut out and heat treated and then welded to this just as fast as possible before the storm came. And that's what I did, and sadly I didn't have any time to put and set up the camera. So, but I did get it done. This is how it looks. I think it looks pretty cool. It is pretty heavy, like you can't swing it worth anything, but I kind of made it just for decorational purposes. And I think this is pretty authentic, if I'm being honest. Like, this is pretty accurate to what I believe an Uruk-hai sword would look like, I mean, all the kind of the pits in it and the scratches and the fact that it has all that forge scale on it, and then all the sharp edges and whatnot, the points and all that, and the wrapped handle. I believe that is something that just like, the machine of war, you gotta produce all that stuff just as fast as you can, So, but I actually really like how it turned out. It's the fact that it is not perfect is what makes it pretty authentic. But it is very, very forward heavy. And that spike, again, I'm not a welder. That spike, I'm willing to bet will snap off of there if I try hitting it with anything. But still, it's pretty cool. Now the wrap, as I said in my first video, that I was going to wrap it in that ropey material, but I decided against that because it was too thick, and I'm glad I actually decided on something thinner. Otherwise, I just don't think it would look the same. Now, this stuff is this is actually a pull cord to a hoodie of mine, an old hoodie that I had. This was a pull cord to that, and it used to be on an older knife of mine that I made quite some time ago, and I decided, well, it looked pretty good on this, so I just decided to wrap this. Um, Eventually, will I put a handle on it? Maybe. It definitely make it more comfortable to hold, because this thing is, not comfortable to hold. But to be honest with you, I didn't make this for any sort of use. You know, I made this because it looks really cool. But it's kind of, that's just kind of how it is, So now it's time to talk about my next project, the shield. I had the idea to make the shield, and it's still there. The idea still stands, and I am still willing to try. But there is a good possible chance that I might not be able to do it, because I know for one, I may not have all the stuff that I need for it. Now, I know how I'm going to do it, and everything is going to primarily be welded. The spikes at the front, the handle, all of it is going to be welded. Then I have a couple old belts I think I'm going to use as the strap. I'll probably weld 2 buckles on the inside of the shield, and then stitch the leather belt around them. Stitch the loops, the buckle on one side, then the loops on the other, and then I'll just tighten it however I need to. And if I can actually pull this off and create this shield, then hopefully, I'm hoping I'll be able to display it back there on the wall, which I think would be pretty cool. I used to have a display over my bed, but that was for a foam tool. It was for a foam axe, and I currently don't have it up anymore, but I don't want to put any real weapons over me as I sleep, so this is not going there. But yeah, this is definitely really cool looking. I am really glad I decided to do this project, because again, I had no other ideas on what to do with these things. So anyway, I didn't want to make this section too long because it does get boring just to hear me speak. So I'll give you a little look at it again one more time. Give you a little look. And then I'll give you a close-up shot of it, and then I'm going to sign off. So, I thank you for watching. I'll see you later.